I don't hear anything.
Really? Because it's playing. Maybe it's just too low for you.
Unbelievable.
How about now?
No? Somebody must have messed up your settings again.
Somebody's always messing up my settings. Podfather, good evening to you, sir.
Who goes in there? You gotta turn the volume up.
Dude, I got the volume up. Whatever.
I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to listen to the intro music on Podbean. Let's see if I can do that. Let me make sure the Bluetooth's working.
How about now?
Myself? Oh, yeah. Well, I have it on the Bluetooth through Podbean, so I hear the music there.
I'm hearing the echo.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll turn it off then.
Now you should be hearing the music on this end. What's up, BP?
I don't hear between us, but it's okay. What's going on, BP, Eric? Podfather? Oh my God, look, Jester's around.
Yeah, Jester's he's gonna go off on some of these subjects tonight. I can already feel it. I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, I'm getting sick. I don't know if you can tell.
No, dude. Really?
It's not Hunter Biden, anything to do with Hunter Biden, my sniffing, I promise.
Okay.
I haven't seen Hunter around here lately anyways.
Good.
Jester Dooms.
Jester, this live is all about you. We're going to be talking about what it is that makes Jester Dooms the man he is. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun-filled. Can you guys hear the music over on Podbean? Just curiosity.
They probably do. I just don't get to hear anything.
What? No, Jester. What? You like? Jester likes his chicken dark. He likes dark meat.
I'm sure he does. He likes that fried chicken.
Something like that. Chels, come on.
Let's see.
The water.
Let's see here. App. Go to live. Is it up on Rumble?
It is.
I don't see this on Rumble.
Oh, I know. I need to. I don't know. Anyways, it really sucks. It's very quiet around here without music on my end, but hopefully everyone's having a fantastic Wednesday and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, we're live on Rumble.
Okay, well, that's good.
I don't know what the heck is going on here with.
Is our countdown clock? Oh, there it goes. I just can't see it because I see myself.
Yeah, it's rolling.
What Spanky wrote on Facebook. Well, my first granddaughter's here. As happy as I am, I must also be cautious. She's currently not able to breathe on her own.
Yeah.
This is from Spanky?
Yep.
Wow. If you could just think a kind thought and send it in Octavia's direction, it would be greatly appreciated by us all. She will beat this. Wow. Well, definitely put her in your thoughts and prayers.
Amen.
Yeah. Good Lord. Let's see. Is it supposed to be live on Rumble now?
It is live on Rumble right now.
Oh. How do I see all that? I'm on the Beans and Weenies.
No, it's on Slightly Doomed. It's
Oh, so it's a different channel.
Yes.
That's right. I remember.
Beans and Weenie Show is Slightly Doomed. And it's live. It's running. There's one person in there right now. Hi, one person.
Is that you?
That's me.
There's two now, I think.
Oh, all right. Jester, you're off the hook. Never mind.
No mic. No mic. I have will work with Podbean. Okay, that works. Well, are you guys enjoying the music? Because Scooter, this is the second week in a row you've prevented me from listening to our fantastic intro music.
Did you hear the music Saturday night?
I did.
Okay, so
Saturday night.
I'm using the same.
Whoever came in and screwed things up really did a great job.
Yeah, they did. I've got to figure out how this is working. Hey, Podfather, we're on Facebook. Good to see you. Abraham, Yorkie Quacker, Chuck, the man of the with the duck, is in here. Jester Doom, Slightly see.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, BP, good to see you.
Yeah. Let me see. Amelia's, she just texted me, so I'm going to try to share the show with her. See if she'll listen.
Oh, that'd be somebody to have a nice little conversation with.
Right.
Amelia.
Where's the chat on? Is there a chat on Rumble or no?
Yeah. Yeah, it's called live chat. Hello.
I don't see you. Do I have to join?
No. Just click up. You don't have to.
I just see a damn screen and I see you and me. Actually, that's not even us today.
Dude.
Oh, dinner's been served. Thank you. Thanks, Big Sexy.
Ooh, Big Sexy.
Uh-huh.
All right, we get to enjoy the fun of slightly having a little bit of dinner.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're a little snotty over there.
I know. I told you I'm lucky to be alive every day.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. Can you even hear the sound effects?
Play one. I mean, I heard the news clip earlier.
Okay.
Fuck me.
God, we're like 3 minutes behind on Rumble. God, oh, there it is.
What the hell is going on with you?
I don't know. Maybe my entire household is sick.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
You get that?
Nope.
Nothing.
Wow. I wonder if I'll be able to hear the what you played earlier again.
Probably not. This could be interesting. 1 minute and 40 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to work out some bugs here, and maybe we'll get this day rocking.
Amelia joined the live room.
Ooh.
Yeah, how about that? My little poker buddy who I haven't seen in months. It seems like years since I've been at the poker table.
Miss Dixie.
What happened?
Nothing. Music's still playing. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Can you?
Yes, sir.
Are you hearing any of that?
Nope.
Nothing.
All I hear is my sniffles.
Your sniffles. Oh yeah! Wow.
I'll try to stay on script as much as possible tonight.
You jerk! There is no script.
I only said that for Jester. That's all.
Oh, okay.
We had a hell of a Saturday night, though. That was a hell of a show.
Saturday night was awesome.
It was off the hook. How was Spanky's afternoon show today? I saw he went live.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I tried to share it with you, but I couldn't find you anywhere.
Yeah, I was out on the road.
That's
okay. We got a hell of a story today, though.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice half-hour long story.
That'll work. All right. You know what? We're going to kick the tires and light the fires. What?
There you go. I'm not gonna hear the intro, so you're gonna have to start us off.
Yeah, no problem. I'm good with that.
Oh, good.
I can do it all. It's all good. We're all great.
I know.
You can't even hear that.
You're listening to the Beans and Weenie Show is Slightly Doomed with James and Scooter. And now your wealthy Nigerian royal princess.
There you go, wealthy Nigerian princess. You didn't even hear that one, did you?
I didn't hear anything about a Nigerian or a princess.
Jeez, you're killing me.
Are you the Nigerian and I'm the princess?
You're the princess. I'm the Nigerian, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to your 27th of March edition of the Beans and Weenie Show is Slightly Doomed with the lovely and talented Princess James.
Oh, hey, what's up?
My arm doesn't reach all the way to Vegas, but dadgummit, I'm trying.
Yeah, one day you'll be here.
One day.
Then you can meet my friend Amelia.
Oh, I want to meet your friend Amelia. Time out. Anybody that would spend $10,000 on a bed, I want to meet. Hell yeah.
Well, she's single and ready to mingle, so I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I've got to call somebody out here real quick. So slightly hold on for just a second. Shawty, what you change your picture for? I gotta put the tape up over the screen so I see your real picture that I kept.
Oh my goodness. What's going on, Shorty? My favorite shortest person in Podbean.
Next to you.
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay, you're not sure. Welcome in, everybody. Pickle Sauce Shells. Glad you could make it in. Georgie. Is that the Red Rooster? Is that who I'm talking to here? Yo, cock-a-doodle-doo. South Ozman, all the way, waking up early to hang out with her. Wait a minute, 14-hour difference? That'd be like, it'd be real early in the morning, wouldn't it, South Ozman? You're like, real damn early.
Yeah, we're worth it,
That's it. Like I said, go ahead.
No, we try to be worth it. How's your week been? Mine's been just glorious.
It sounds like yours has been glorious.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how bright-eyed and bushy-tailed I am. Just so many things going on. Big Sexy's car breaking down and Big Sexy crashing shit. And
I still want to hear the story.
Which story? The one there. Which story?
Well, let's see. Okay, so over the last 72 hours, I've been texted about the mirror being knocked off of the car.
Oh yeah. That's
and then the car having to go to the garage because the car's not running.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so have I missed anything?
Oh well, these are two separate cars. The SUV. We're down to a rental right now,
and it's an electric rental at that.
It's an electric rental, and you know what? This piece of crap. It's called a Polestar,
oh
and the last rental that I had was a Kia EV6. That baby, she charged up in like 25 minutes.
Nice.
It was spacious. It had room in the back for passengers. They loved it more than Teslas. And when I went back to rent another one, they only had this Polestar. And it is so cramped. I feel like a 500-pound person sitting in a single seat on an airline. And so anyway, so that's what we're down to. But the Mercedes is getting repaired again, and it looks like we might have to replace the engine in the BMW.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
So if anybody out there wants to donate, just go to slightlyserious.com. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll see what happens. He's going to take a look at it. He thinks there's a problem with the head gasket and
head gasket. I'm trying to start it right now. You can't hear it.
Head gasket.
Head, as opposed to the behind gasket.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm stressed out and just it's a never-ending thing. And then you add on top of that everything going on in society. It's just
it only gets worse.
I'm almost getting the cravings for some some fentanyl.
Well, you did text me that it was final, but I guess it would be final.
It would be final.
Yeah,
know how voice to text messages go.
I
try to be an upstanding citizen
you,
and not to drive.
I was getting some pretty interesting text from you. Wait a minute. Let me just go back here and let's just see what we see. Hope everybody out there in the world is doing well this evening. Just a quick update. Spanky is now a grandfather. Yep.
Congratulations to Spanky.
Yeah, and Dude Sean is not doing okay. That's okay. We're going to get AOC over there to the nearest parking lot. Let's see. Okay. I heard some final could easily resolve all these issues. That was a good text from Slightly earlier. Yep. And let's see.
What else did I send you?
Well, the nudes, but I can't describe those.
Oh yeah, don't. They're so hard to see, you know.
Not after Saturday night show. Don't know if anybody. Yeah.
And Car just reminded me, just use a mirror for Coke. Don't worry about it.
There you go. There you go. Just the mirror for Coke. Oh, you did run errands and you got the fentanyl car, so that was good. And my Be Good friend Amelia should officially be selling home Vegas today. That was an interesting one. Not sure what.
Wow. That damn car. In addition to the poster, being so tight, you can't even listen to what I say.
Well, see, now here's what I did. I took your message and I put it in Google Translate. And I translated it. It identified the language, Korean gibberish, and it spit it out as Latin. So I understood what you were saying.
It must have been from all those people I picked up at the K-pop concert last weekend.
Yeah, the ones that wanted to take you. Oh no, those were the Hispanics. Never mind.
Hispanic guys wanted to take me back to the hotel.
Yeah, Pappy Frankie D titties to everybody that's coming in late. We have big titties, little titties, all kinds of titties, but that's not.
And short titties.
That's right. That's not the.
No, you don't get to see them.
Well, I still have them because I captured the screen. So I just
smart little cookie you.
Yeah, there you go. I just put it up in front of Shawty, and we're all good. We're all doing well. So anyway, that's how my week went. Dealing with you and Spanky and Jester, and
Runaway Mom.
Yeah, well, Mom is actually doing really good. This is knock on wood, praise the Lord. Mom is. We're having a good week. I'll just leave it at that. It's a good week.
What season is it at the Scooter household?
Well, we're vacillating between winter and thunderstorms.
Okay, all right.
So
I mean, are we putting out Easter eggs for Ma this weekend, or what's?
Oh my gosh! Speaking of Easter, okay. So my beautiful, loving sister FaceTimed Ma this afternoon. And, of course, my sister, because she's kind of detached from the situation, she's not a 24/7, even though she only lives a mile away from me. She explained to Ma that Easter was this weekend. So now I have a new set of requirements and questions that I have to answer about, where's the ham that we're cooking for Easter and who all are we inviting, and dyeing Easter eggs. Yes, you mentioned it. Yes. We're going to have to, but she'll forget about that by tomorrow, so we'll be good.
So you hope.
Until somebody else says, "Hey, you dyeing you gotta hide Easter eggs." Every day I'm dyeing Easter eggs. Jilly, welcome to the show, all the way from beautiful Idaho. So that's kind of what we're running through. You see a commercial for a snowstorm on TV by the weather guy, and of course we're looking for snow. Just the way my life works these days.
And just call Hunter, you'll find some snow.
There you go. Want to give a shout out to everybody over on Rumble and everybody out on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We're not streaming on Twitch tonight. I pulled the plug on Twitch. I don't know why. I just didn't feel like doing it. We got Big Ricky Ricardo over on YouTube checking us out. And, of course, everybody else that's watching us over on the live cast. You can see our bright, shining faces and see the twitch in Slightly's eye. What's going on with your left eye, dude?
Is it really twitching? My left eye?
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on. Are you okay? Are we going to have a medical emergency? What's up with that?
I hope not. No. Well, at one point this week, I drove like 22 out of the last 24 hours. So I'm pretty tired.
Dude.
But, I'm here for the people. I serve the people.
I like that. You're showing love to the world out there. That's awesome.
I am. I'm a dedicated soul. I really am.
Dedicated.
It's been a very busy week out here, starting with last weekend with March Madness. You have the March Madness. I don't know if you pick brackets or not. I don't, but I just like to lose money in sports gambling. But yeah, a lot of the young kids, as I call them, are out here losing their ass, supporting the local economy. So we appreciate that.
You and Shohei Ohtani. Boom.
Oh yeah, Joey, how you showing off?
Yeah, show enough. Shohei Ohtani. Anyway.
Oh my goodness! Now, how many people were still alive when you were around when Pete Rose was playing ball, right?
Yes, I was. Pete was one of my.
He was a hell of an athlete.
He was. He was a hell of a catcher. He could play every position. He was a utility player.
He was, and he was amazing. All times, Major League Baseball's all times hit leader.
Right.
Nobody's passed him up.
Nope, not yet. But there's an asterisk by his name. So
why is there an asterisk? Why should there be an asterisk?
We'll get into that later. Come on, we got so much other fun stuff going on today. What do we got planned today? What are we talking about?
Oh, we got KJP we're talking about. We're talking about London Bridge falling down over in Maryland.
Yeah.
The illegals and stuff like that, our favorite. And apparently Big Sexy's in here for a second. Give me 1 second. Let's see what's going on with Big Sexy.
All right, well, you take care of Big Sexy. And, we got bridge conspiracies. That's all we can call it. And then the illegal immigrant invasion is still going on.
Did you just say bridge conspiracy?
I did. I said Baltimore bridge conspiracies. Thank you very much.
But are you really buying into that?
I don't. No, I am not.
Want to. I see it in your eyes.
You know what? That little sliver of hope is bubbling up inside me. I'm thinking that something is going to come about. We're going to find something, because nothing is as it ever is presented at the very beginning of anything.
That's what every conspiratist says. I mean, these guys running this ship are like Filipino. I mean, they're not good on the road either. So can you blame them for running into a bridge?
They're little short guys. They couldn't see over the wheel, and they go left. It's not like driving Jeep here. Oh, sorry. For those of you who have been to the Philippines, you may know what that is. Otherwise known as a jeepney. Jeepney.
Just feed me more balut.
Yes. Yeah. Oh.
But anyways, I mean, it's a Filipino crew. I don't see, according to the news, you have Lara. What was her last name?
Logan. Lara Logan.
Laura Logan. Lara. I don't know. Anyways, and I've heard things from her coming out of her mouth before, and some of the stuff I agree with.
Right.
But she comes out today and says everyone knows that this is a cyber attack on a critical infrastructure corridor in the United States.
No, are you serious? Really?
Yeah. I mean, this is less than 24 hours and she's coming out and saying this. Isn't it a little too soon?
Okay, wait a minute. All right. So this happened, 24 hours ago, about 1 a.m. in the morning, like Tuesday night or whatever. Is that right? Or
yes.
Okay. All right.
Somewhere thereabouts.
So yes, here is the headline. Here's the headline. Lara Logan on the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Everyone knows this is a cyber attack on a critical infrastructure corridor in the United States. Now, all right, here's where we got to go. Here's the thing. Shortly after this occurred, the United States federal government, the FBI, Homeland Security, jumped in front of a podium, and they were all screaming and shouting, "This is not it's not an attack on the United States. It's not a terrorist attack. We have no evidence. There was no chatter. Nothing's going on. Trump caused it, and that's what the problem is.
Did they really say Trump caused it?
No, but they will. No,
they will later. But
well, okay. So there are actually other people out there that are saying that this was caused by the Trump administration because they wouldn't put any money into the infrastructure. Got a problem with that?
Time out. Didn't Biden spend billions of dollars in infrastructure?
About $300 billion on infrastructure. Got that bill passed when the Democrats had control of both the Senate and the House of Representatives. And you know who controls that money?
Yeah, who?
Pete Buttigieg.
Oh, Mr. Homeland Security himself.
Mr. Breastfeeding brother, father, mother himself, ladies and gentlemen. He's... This falls directly within his purview. This is infrastructure. This is national transportation. This is the man that's out there creating all those plans. But what is he doing? He's out there calling highways racist.
Yeah. Well.
Yep, booty juice. He's got the booty juice, putting it in the man boobs and giving it to the... I feel sorry for their kid. I do.
Oh, he has kids. How does he have kids?
They adopted. He took 12 weeks of paternity leave off so he could breastfeed his child and all kinds of. And I feel bad for the kid. I don't have a problem with them adopting the kid. I just don't think these two are the right individuals.
I'd feel bad if they were being fed by his breast too, but.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is the guy that has the responsibility for keeping our roads without potholes, keeping the bridges suspended upon whatever they are transversing over. And I don't know if you, if you go.
Do we have the video of this?
We have the video. And if you go back and you look at this, here we go. Let's just
there's a few things we want to point out. Number one, this is sped up, I believe, right?
This is the ship was only doing about 8 knots, maybe about 10 or 12 miles per hour. Ladies and gentlemen,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. Take it away.
So as you watch this, allegedly they dropped an anchor on the port side. For those of you not familiar with sea terms, it's the left side. Okay. Now you see this ship going in one direction. It's going straight under the bridge, right?
Right.
And then you'll see it starts to take a motion toward the starboard, to the right.
Correct.
Okay? And so if the anchor's on the left, why the hell is the ship going to the right? That makes no sense. To me, someone doesn't know their left from the right, or they're just feeding us bullshit. Number two, the issue that I have, and there it goes, crashes into the bridge.
Yeah.
Number two is... it seems very suspect that this ship goes through the bridge, makes a turn to the right, and comes right back into the structure. That's suspect.
Okay.
But I'm still not going to agree with Laura and saying that it's a cyber attack.
See, all right, I got a lot of problems with this because if anybody's been reading any information on this, and I beg you, go out and do your own discovery on all of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Go out and read all the different angles. Listen to TikTok, because there's some pretty good information that's coming off of TikTok. There's a lot of crap that's coming off of it. But here's the deal. Just like Slightly said, here's the ship. It's moving into the channel. It's kind of got a direct shot going through the channel where it's supposed to go. And they did say that they dropped the anchor on the port side, the left side. All right, great. So when you start dragging an anchor in the channel on the left side, it's going to drag the boat to the left, just like Slightly said.
I've seen it happen before.
Yes, I've even done it before. Dadgummit, not on purpose, on accident. Whoa, we're not going to the right. The other thing is, the way that this ship actually hits this pylon, if you just watch it for a second, crawls up there, it's doing 12 knots, 10 knots, maybe slowing down. It's just kind of freewheeling it out there. And when it hits it, here's the weird thing. The whole damn bridge buckles. That is not supposed to happen. These bridges, they're supposed to be engineered so that maybe just one span or two spans will come down. But this bridge from end to end, all of it dropped into the ocean. And it dropped fast. It did not hesitate. There was no wavering of anything. And I've got experience in this. I don't know if you guys want to go out and check it out. In the state of Oklahoma, we have this bridge that crosses this little river. It's called the Arkansas River. It sits on the eastern side of the state. Back in, I want to say the 90s. I think I had just come back from the desert. Back in the 90s, we had a tugboat, drunk or passed out or did something. He hit a pylon. He hit one of the bridge pylons of this bridge that crossed the Arkansas River. He only dropped one section of it. Now, granted, this was a steel and concrete bridge. It wasn't over a mile long. It was about maybe 600, 700 feet. But he only dropped one section, which was about maybe 30, 50 feet. But the rest of the bridge stayed intact. As a matter of fact, cars were able to come to a stop. We only lost a few lives on that. So these engineers, they work on these bridges to make them be able to sustain catastrophic failures.
Well, one question, though, is when was this bridge built?
This bridge, okay, so it's been built and rebuilt and redecked and rebuilt and redecked, but it's been around for 80 years, 90 years.
But has it been retrofitted?
Good question. I'm sure it has been.
And the other reason why I kind of dispute that Sarah or Laura saying that it's a cyber attack is you had mentioned that there were reports that they basically called a mayday minutes before the actual crash.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, something definitely suspicious is going on there. But I mean, what's going to be the direct result of all this?
Well, okay, Joe Biden's already come out and said, hey, guess what? We're going to pay for building that bridge back because that bridge, we have to have that. Here's the thing about infrastructure and cyber attacks. So the Port of Baltimore is basically the main port for all goods that come into the East Coast.
Okay.
All right. The bridge, the I-95 corridor, where all of the trucks run from the tip of, they run everywhere. That's how you get to any place on the East Coast.
Okay.
That's where you get to D.C. That's where you get to New York City. That's where you get to Boston, Massachusetts, all the way up to Portland, Maine, and Vermont, and all those places. So that's a major transportation hub. So now that corridor has been damaged, here's the deal. You're not going to be able to get goods. Goods are going to be slowed down. They're going to have to be rerouted.
Really?
Yep. And the other thing is they've got another port that they are going to start using, and I believe it's down in Charlotte or somewhere.
That costs more money for them to get there, more gas in the damn ship. And last I checked, if it costs them more, it's going to cost my pocketbook a hell of a lot more.
Yes, you are correct. Podfather brings up rightly so. The bridge was opened in 1977. All right, so we're looking at 60 years, 64 years?
46 years.
No, so.
I was born in 1977.
Okay, 40. You're right. You're 40. Okay, so there you go. So that bridge should never have fallen down. Holy crap. What steel were we using? We were using Jimmy Carter steel.
Yeah, they're using Legos.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I heard police precincts have stopped using Legos to
the Lego heads? But that was in California.
That's racist.
The privacy factor out in California, if you're a criminal, you don't have to worry about that. But anyway, nobody really should be coming out and saying anything. I don't think the government should come out and say, you know what, this is not a terrorist attack. I think they need to do their due diligence and do their investigations and find out exactly what it was. Was it a negligent? And here's the other thing that nobody ever brings up. All right. So leaving the port, do you know who is responsible for handling that vessel and navigating out to open water?
Not the Coast Guard.
Well, but they're licensed by the Coast Guard. It's
Maybe the Port Authority?
It's a port authority, and it's a captain. It's a U.S. captain that takes command of the vessel, steers it where it needs to go, and once they get to the destination, the captain gets off, and then the people who run the ship take it over.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the NTSB has to say about it.
They're not going to. This is going under the carpet. Nobody's going to say another thing about this.
No. Actually, you know what? This gives Joe Biden another excuse to come up with another infrastructure bill to where he give billions more dollars to Ukraine.
Exactly. See, that's it. That's the whole point.
The real story.
That's the whole point. We need to send money to Ukraine so we can get the I-95 corridor back open, ladies and gentlemen, because we can't afford to let Ukraine be taken over by Russia. Evil Russia.
And then if the Republicans vote it down, you want to make the American people pay higher prices on everything. So that's why you don't want to bridge.
That's right. And you don't care about the globe. You don't care about the one world society because you want Ukrainians to be subservient to Russians who are subservient to the Chinese who are eventually going to wind up under the thumb of the oppressed Indians. And then you know who's going to be running it all? Ethiopians, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right. The Somali pirates and the Ethiopians are taking over the world. Ilhan Omar has already started amassing troops and her fortune and her brothers who are going to run the one world order.
Oh, God. Miss CDW over on Rumble, she said maybe the steel from China was used to build that bridge.
Ooh, yeah. She is not wrong. Okay, back in the 70s, here's the deal. The federal government shut down a lot of the smelting plants in U.S. Steel up in Pittsburgh. They went to electric mills. Don't know if you ever heard of these, but most of those are owned and operated by Asian corporations.
China.
I can't even.
Didn't you also mention that when Biden spoke, he talked about how he's driven over that bridge in the past?
On a train with no train tracks. That's correct. Biden,
oh my God!
He you can't make this shit up.
Is he delusional or what?
He is completely delusional.
Well, he's so bad, KJP, Karine Jean-Pierre.
Karana, yeah, the clown Pierre.
Oh my God, she's a piece of work. She was being interviewed on a radio station the other day.
Yes. And
did you hear the question that was given to her?
I've actually had the benefit of hearing the questions that they gave to her. You want to enlighten our lovely and talented folks out there listening to us?
Well, I think don't we have the clip of that?
We do. We do. Let's
take a listen to it.
Let's go to the clip.
When I told a number of people that I was talking to you today, it was interesting, though. They all said, would you please just ask her, does the president have dementia? So before I move on from that, does he?
Mark, I can't even believe you're asking me this question. That is an incredibly offensive question to ask.
But you know what I'll ask her?
More crazy there. That I can't hear the clip.
Oh, you can no longer hear the clip?
No.
Dude, you just listened to the clip.
Yeah, before the show, yes. But anyways, so she hung up on the guy. Can you believe that? I mean, number one, you're on being interviewed by a conservative, and you're so surprised that he's going to ask you a question like that. And number two, what's the big deal about just answering the damn question? Even if you're going to lie to him, I mean, it's just a shit show in the White House nowadays. I mean, she was asked about him having dementia. Yep. And, she's like, I can't believe you asked me such a question like that.
It's incredibly offensive.
Wait, first off, how is it offensive? Because the biggest part of it is if he does have dementia, that's a fucking big deal.
It's a huge deal. Are you kidding me?
So how is that offensive?
Now, let's qualify this, okay? Because let's see. If we scroll back up here, here's the deal. This was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, and this was on 99.3 WPT. It was during a conservative, well, semi-conservative pundit show, but the individual, Mark Garrison, is the one that was asking questions. Now, how did this get arranged? The White House called the radio station and said, look, Joe Biden's coming to Charlotte, and we want to do a little advanced preparation before he gets there. So will you let us on your radio program to talk about this? They asked for the interview.
Right.
Yep.
And you don't think, they don't put in their mind that, hey, we might be asked this or that. I mean, come on.
Yep. So
It's unbelievable.
Well,
I mean, why can't the White House handle hardball questions?
let's just back up a moment. So the previous administration, the one that they're always talking bad about, Donald J. Trump, while he was in the White House, the mainstream media, the news, they would get up and they would ask demeaning, hateful questions of the president. They had no respect for the office or anything. And now, when you ask actual questions that are valid to this administration, they get all butthurt, and it's incredibly offensive to ask a question like that. And then the next follow-on question was, here it is. Gas prices and grocery prices here, big topics in North Carolina. How does Mr. Biden win votes when people don't have as much disposable income? That's the question Mark asked Clown Jean-Pierre. And Clown rattled off a whole bunch of crap about it, and then she hung up on him.
Well, didn't she respond by saying that crab or some type of seafood is cheaper now?
It doesn't say anything here. We could probably...
I believe it did. She had made a comment about how the price of crab or lobster, some expensive seafood dish that, people generally with six-figure incomes go out and dinner and eat.
Lobster.
So, it's okay that the high-priced food for all the one percenters is going down, but all the essentials like eggs and, bread and all that, everything sky high. And the other thing on that, how you mentioned the media going after, the aforementioned President Donald Trump.
Right.
At least he had the balls to talk to the media. This president doesn't even say a damn word.
Or he gives those little one-line passive aggressive I let you talk, didn't I?
Or he'll just use his common phrase, come on, man.
Come on, man. Or I want to sniff little children. That's what makes my administration the best.
He's counting on them little children to vote, that's for sure.
Yo.
So, so you had that happen.
Can you hear Podfather?
I did not hear Eric.
Podfather, say something for Slightly.
Well, I'll say this, and I'm sure you, Scooter, and you, James, will probably like this. I really loved it how when Donald Trump, he would have reporters ask him questions that he didn't think were relevant, and I like how he would shoot back at him. You were fake news.
Yeah, they're fake news.
And they would have their little bitch fits when he would call them fake news. And speaking of the fake news media, y'all heard about Romney McDaniel getting fired after 2 days at MSLSD, but but you don't see Chuck Todd and Joy Reid getting fired for their vile behavior. And Chuck Todd is the one that Rush Limbaugh used to always call F Chuck Todd, which is basically another way of saying fuck Chuck Todd.
Yep. That is correct. So, sorry, Slightly can't hear you at all, Podfather. I don't know what is going on with this. And I'm not even going to try to mess with this on the road.
Or if he's got put like an earbud in one ear to hear the Podbean feed.
We'll have to figure it off the air.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I'm playing with it now, but who knows? Now you got a nice little echo. I like it.
Well, that's good. That means people can hear me twice as much.
Yeah, you're sounding real good.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can't hear me, but that's okay. Anyway.
So what's going on with our good newcomers? Any news to report on that, Scooter?
Oh, what? Newcomers? Let's see.
Isn't there newcomers coming to town?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We found out again. We've got a newcomer that's not happy with his relationship or his lifestyle or anything up in the great state of Michigan. Turns out, don't know if you've heard about this, but this lovely young lady was murdered by a newcomer in Michigan. Come to find out, this newcomer was actually exported, deported, sent packing under the previous administration's policies for illegal immigrants, and but came back under Biden's. So what did he? Yeah, came back, got pissed off, killed his girlfriend because she wasn't giving him enough money or whatever it was.
So the girl that was killed was the newcomers, quote unquote, newcomers' girlfriend?
That is correct. So turns out the Mexican national, Brandon Ortiz Vite, 25, he has confessed to repeatedly shooting Ruby Garcia during an argument late Friday, including once after he got out of her car to make sure she was dead. Just put another cap in her to make sure she's not hanging around and can't rat on him. But Ortiz Vite already had a criminal history in Michigan dating back to 2017. He was arrested on a bench warrant in August of 2020 after failing to show up in court for driving violations, the outlet reported. And here's the deal. U.S. Immigration and Custom Enforcement, they arrested him again.
Oh, but wait. He was given a notice to appear, though, it looks like.
Yep.
How'd that work out?
It worked out really great for Ruby. Good job.
Yeah. Good job.
Yep.
So we have a guy who was deported under the Trump administration, comes back, finds himself a beautiful young lady, gets in a fight, and kills her.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, late last week, we even had other illegals on TikTok advocating for all the illegals to go and go
take over homes, squat in your home. Yep.
Yeah. So they're taking our money.
Yep.
They're taking our housing now. I mean, what's next? Are they going to start running for office?
Okay. So, you know what? We talked about this on a previous show. The city of New York and the state of New York are trying to pass laws that say it's okay for illegal immigrants to vote and to hold public offices and everything. And I think Podfather or BP or somebody did provide us some receipts that said that the appeals court struck down the law, but it seems they're going back and they're rewriting the law because they really want people who have no citizenship and are here illegally to determine the future of their city, their boroughs, their counties, and their states. Oh, and wait a minute. The guy that shot the police officer in broad daylight in New York City?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had 21 prior arrests. Another newcomer, exemplary. Make him a citizen today. Give him a Democrat voting card.
He's got my vote.
There you go.
I mean, like I said, we're at the point to where we need the the Bloods and the Crips to start taking care of our nation. I think
think
because our government's not going to.
Well, I think for Compton and I think for East LA, and I think you're going to get some Blood and some Crip cooperation. You might get some Lobos cooperation and some of the other organizations that are out there. Because I mean, here's the deal: the Venezuelans and the the Nicaraguans are taking all of the drugs in the sex trafficking business away from them.
They are, and something needs to happen, and they're infringing on their territory. You know,
they are. Oh, wait a minute.
What happened?
Hold on. I don't know. Let's see. This is another fun newcomer fact. Illegal alien charged with raping mentally incapacitated 14-year-old Alabama girl. You remember this?
Oh, Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo.
¿Cómo está, amigo?
Sí, bien. ¿Y tú?
Oh, mucho dinero in America.
Let's go to America. I want to live in America. We could all do the Jets and the Sharks. Yeah.
Oh, so he was raping a mentally incapacitated teenager in Alabama.
Well, she was from Alabama. Or I guess it was in Alabama. But okay, so this is a new one. I thought because up in Boston, go ahead, stuff your mouth. Don't worry about it. Nobody's watching you. Up in Massachusetts, we had a Venezuelan illegal immigrant that's being housed in a hotel up there, a nice hotel, who also molested and raped a incapacitated individual up there.
Are these people they just can't get in anywhere else, or they take advantage of America's youth? I mean, this is getting out of hand.
It's the language barrier. The language barrier.
They don't know how to ask.
No, yeah, they don't know how to ask, and no doesn't mean no. Evidently,
yes, no is see.
Yeah, no, it's no means yes. I don't know.
And you know what? Where are all these women's groups? The Me Too girls.
Exactly.
These young ladies who are getting killed and getting raped. Absolute silence because it has nothing to do with them. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, if Biden doesn't do anything, meaning if he does not institute an executive order on our immigration crisis before the election,
right? I
don't give a shit who says what. He's going to lose this election. He might anyway. Even if he does,
and rightfully
do an executive order, he still might lose. But he will lose 100%. I bet my life on it. Because, I mean, it makes no sense to me how none of these Democrats want to make a change, and we have criminal aliens. You know, they don't want to call them. They want to call them newcomers, or they want to be nice to them and say, "Oh, they're people too," and no, humans illegal. Well, I'm sorry, they're fucking illegal aliens. They're breaking the law. And I don't know what it's going to take. Does it take an illegal alien to go to Delaware and do something to Joe Biden's family member to make him realize that he needs to do something about immigration? Is it going to take an illegal alien to go to Chuck Schumer's family and do something to his family member? I mean, is that what it takes?
I'm sorry. I hate to inform you slightly. That will not happen because Joe Biden has a wall around all of his properties, to include the United States White House, where he resides on certain days when he's not on vacation in Delaware.
Well, I'm talking about like even extended family.
They're all behind walls. They all have security details assigned to them. Won't assign it to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but by God, all Jim Biden, Hunter Biden, Emily Biden, Beau Biden, Flipper Biden, and all the rest of the people have security details.
Well, so in other words, they're never going to give us two shits about it because they're more concerned about giving taxpayer dollars to Ukraine.
Yep.
And, fulfilling their own coffers.
Well, it's interesting because this is like the ultimate in detachment. Joe Biden, he's a middle-class man. Grew up in a middle-class family in Scranton, Pennsylvania. The man has not been middle-class ever in his life, and he's never held a real job. He has no idea what it's like to have to go to a Publix or a Big Bear or Kroger's or Walmart and buy your groceries and stand in line while people are freaking out on fentanyl and all other kinds of weird shit. He is just disconnected completely from the roughly 300 million people that reside in this country that make up the middle class.
Oh, 100%. I mean, when do you think the last time him or Dr. Jill Biden actually cooked a meal? It's been decades, I guarantee it.
I guarantee you they've never cooked a meal unless it was to put a Hot Pocket in a microwave.
Or eat ice cream with Nancy Pelosi.
There you go. How do you get it out of the box? Just eat it in the box, Joe. Don't even worry about it. Just get your spoon.
No, they don't even do that. They don't even scoop their own ice cream. That's why whenever he's out in public, you always see him at the ice cream shop sniffing young girls.
Exactly. While they're making me a cone in the back. It's a great cone. Here, let me sniff your. It's pretty. Do you use Suave? What do you use? Is that herbal essence? I like it.
And then he goes to the little girl and says, "Hey, you want to lick my cone?"
Cone licking. No, we can't.
Looks like Joe has something in common with illegal aliens, huh?
There you go. Miss Dixie's calling you out. She said you almost missed your mouth on that last scoop of food, dude.
Oh my goodness. If you were to see this belly, you know that not much food misses that mouth.
What's on the menu tonight? I mean, it looks good. I'm thinking a little macaroni and cheese kind of thing.
It is a mac and cheese dish, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Probably Kraft, too.
Ain't nothing wrong with Kraft. I like the Aldi 25-cent box of it because, then you just you flavor it up. You add a little bit of extra cheddar in there. You get some bacon bits and throw it in there. And then
that Big Sexy does is he'll get 2 boxes of mac and cheese, right?
Right.
And he'll only use 1 box of the macaroni, but he uses both packets of the cheese.
Oh, he lives dangerously. I bet he puts 2 flavor dust packets in his ramen noodles, doesn't he?
He probably does. I've never seen him eat ramen noodles, though. Oh. I mean, he'll eat ramen noodles at a restaurant or, the fancy pants ramen noodles. The authentic shit with an egg inside of it. Have you ever had that?
Oh my gosh, no, I cannot. No,
so good. No, I thought the same thing as you're thinking right now. What the hell's an egg doing in my soup?
Mm-hmm.
But it actually tastes pretty good. It really is.
I can't. No, I can't do that. I like Japanese noodles. Have you ever been to? It's just noodles, baby. It's just noodles and flavor.
You're talking about God, what is the noodle dish that I like? Yakisoba noodles.
Yakisoba is good, especially the spicy ones. They're really good. But you see these. They used to have it on TikTok back when it was like a really fun platform when they had cats playing piano and shit. But they had people going into these little Japanese noodle bars, and they'd eat like 50 of the cups of noodles.
50
of them. That was, dude, I'd do that in a heartbeat.
That's impressive.
It was very impressive. It was shoving those noodles.
You would like the ramen noodles. You'd like the authentic stuff. Just the egg looks different, but it still tastes good. It's like a hard-boiled egg in the soup. That's all it is.
When I was in Korea, I would have to have them remove. They put the big scallions in there. We wouldn't even chop them up. But finger length scallions, like big dick finger scallions in your and I would wouldn't put the egg in it. Now, every once in a while they might throw in a like a wonton or something to make it really weird. But that was good. That was fantastic.
When you come out here, we'll get you to try it. You'll come to your senses.
We'll see about that. That'll be fun. Oh, good Lord. So,
is Podfather still on with us, or?
Yeah, no, he's on. You just can't hear him. Okay. I don't know. Podfather, are you still there?
I'm still here. But speaking of Japanese food, I've been to a hibachi, and then when it comes to politicians and regular folks like us, it's like we eat dirt when the politicians and celebrities steak and hors d'oeuvres.
Scooter is
Yep. He says that we eat dirt when the politicians dine on filet mignon and lobster and like slightly shoveling it in right now.
That's why I'm eating macaroni and cheese. That's how bad our economy is.
And I know we were.
If you recall on Big Sexy's Instagram back in the day, it used to be steak and lobster every day, potatoes.
Yep.
I was eating good back in the day. Now I'm down to mac and cheese.
Now you're down to the poor people's food, like what I got to eat. What I'm feeding Ma.
My goodness, I feel like I live in the ghetto or something.
Dude, no. I tell you what, for tonight, I actually I made a Alfredo sauce with some noodles and Italian sausage.
That sounds good.
It was heavenly.
My dinner was leftovers from last night.
Oh man, yeah. I didn't have any red bell peppers, or I would have put some red bell peppers in there. I would have fried them up a little bit.
Oh yeah, I love bell peppers.
I do too. I'm a bell pepper fan. Green, yellow, red, purple. I don't care.
On, like, barbecue skewers.
Yes.
Bell peppers and onions. No mushroom. Yeah, you can have no mushrooms.
Fungus is weird. Don't eat fungus.
What's that shit?
I'm not a mushroom eater either.
Yeah. Podfather says he likes mushrooms a lot. God, I feel like this is like lunch with Spanky, because now you can't hear what Podfather's saying, and I get to tell you what he's saying, which is freaking hilarious. As a matter of fact, we need to get other people up here who can, and I can translate across. It'll be exciting. But no, Podfather loves to rub mushrooms on his body and then cook them with the bell peppers.
Oh my! Oh wow!
So
I don't even
that'd make for an interesting first date with Podfather.
That would be. We're gonna do barbecue, but we're gonna do it a little differently. It's Georgia peach barbecue. You're gonna like it. Yeah.
Georgia.
So what else we got? We got like 15 people hanging out on Rumble. God bless y'all. Thank you for joining us over on Rumble. We are very happy to see you. If you get a minute, be sure to follow the Beans and Weenie Show is Slightly Doomed. Be sure to hit that little like button. See down there? Okay, one person liked it. Thank you for liking it. And, it would go a long way to helping this show become much bigger than it already is, although it's kind of huge right now. Or maybe slightly, it's just huge.
Yeah, just huge. I mean, it's huger than Shorty is. So. What else we got going on? You got the illegal immigrants. The quote unquote newcomers. They're apparently getting poor documentation at the airport TSA checkpoints. What do you got on that?
Oh, well, now this is
their own IDs up or what?
This is exciting because, as you've possibly heard in the past, we have been allowing newcomers to fly without any identification. They just go to the front of the TSA line. It's like the golden TSA ticket. You want to catch a flight. If you're new to the country, you're not a citizen, you have no documentation, you just go straight to the front of the line. And here's what we're going to do for you now. We're actually, if you ask for it, you have to ask for it. But what they will do is they will take your picture and they will provide you with an ID. And you get to tell them what you want your name to be. It's like, I want to be Mickey Mouse.
They can make it whatever they want.
Exactly. Because they can't check. What are they going to do? Let me see your fingerprint. No fingerprints. You don't have to do shit.
Number one.
Yep.
Why would one of these criminals want an ID in the first place? Number one, I don't know why anybody would. I mean, did they need an ID so they can go buy a fucking 6-pack of beer or what?
So you can buy your weapons, because remember, the Second Amendment is for everybody, not just citizens.
Oh my God! Don't get me started on that. Yeah, you have Democrats being okay with illegal aliens having guns and carrying them around in the United States, yet they don't want American citizens to have guns.
Mm-hmm,
okay, I got that.
Okay,
and you know what I foresee here? Speaking about buying a 6-pack of beer.
Yep.
You know what's going to happen? Within a month or two, we're going to have a liquor store owner arrested or be in trouble, being sued.
Right.
Because he does not want to sell alcoholic beverages to an illegal alien because they don't have an ID.
No.
Watch, and they're going to say how racist the liquor store owner is.
Oh my gosh.
You know, it's coming. I mean, I predicted all of this. I mean, I predicted that the illegals were going to start squatting everywhere. They're doing that.
Yep.
I mean, you know, it's coming.
Slightly. You need to stop prognosticating because your shit's coming true. These things are happening. You say it, and then we find out 3 days later, oh, yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, you can go back to 2 weeks ago on our show on Wednesday night, and I had predicted that squatter story that we covered. I said, you watch, all the illegal aliens are going to start doing that. And sure as shit, within 3 or 4 days, you had that guy on TikTok basically step-by-step telling all the illegal aliens how to squat in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the law. Here's what you have to do. Just be sure. You got to be there for 30 days. 30 days. You just hang out for 30 days, and then you become a renter.
Yeah.
Miss Dixie says she likes mushrooms.
TikTok influencer being
rubbed on her.
investigated by the FBI.
Oh.
Sorry, Podfather. I just kind of walked all over you there for a minute. Go ahead and repeat that if you would, sir.
Why isn't the FBI investigating that TikTok influencer who's like encouraging people to break the law?
Okay, we got a little bit of an update. Podfather's saying, why isn't the FBI investigating that? I'm going to tell you, the FBI has their hands full chasing down all of the grandmothers who trespassed on the Capitol in January 6th and keeping their eyes closed to all of the mass casualty gunmen and gunwomen and gun trans people. So they've got their hands full. But here's the deal. Come to find out, and this is really interesting, the young man who is on TikTok, who has, 25, 30,000 followers, he's gotten a new follower. And I wonder if you can guess who that is.
I wonder who.
It's ICE. That's right.
No way.
ICE is a follower. They are checking him out, checking him twice. They're now hunting him down. But what are they really going to do when they find him?
What is he doing that's illegal though? Really? I mean, if that's okay with the Democratic governors, that's the law in the books in 49 of 50 states.
Right.
You know, as of today, because just what DeSantis has done.
Right.
What has he done that's against the law?
Well, okay. Now, wait a minute. So if you actually look at the laws that he's broken, he's here illegally because he is not a citizen. He came across the border illegally.
We don't enforce that law.
Okay.
So
well, I'm just saying, you said, what has he done that's illegal? In a proper and real world, illegally. Okay.
Let me rephrase the question. What has he done that he could be prosecuted on?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
Okay, yeah, it's always important to frame the question appropriately.
And you do. You have to frame it from a Democratic standpoint because I have no clue. Because I think in terms of common sense. If you steal a candy bar, that is theft. It should be punished. You should be held accountable. If you go into a Louis Vuitton store and you smash all of the cases and grab all of the bags and run out of the store, that should be a crime. That should be come with a penalty and some form of accountability.
And you're 100% right, which is why I can't understand why the liberals, the people on the left, not just the government, but even the people that vote for these people, why they can't wrap around their head. I mean, like you say, someone going to the store and stealing a candy bar from that store's owner, that's theft.
It is.
Well, these illegal aliens coming in and taking taxpayer money is the same damn thing, but a hell of a lot worse, 1,000 times worse. I mean, it's theft. That's what it boils down to is they're stealing American money. They're stealing, they're trying to steal Americans' properties.
Right.
I mean, but
It's organized crime. And they just started in New York City. They just started handing out those debit cards with the lottery roulette amount from $1,400 up to all of those illegal immigrants so that they could go out there and find them a nice place to live on the American taxpayer's dollar.
It's organized crime, and I think we should try to find that prosecutor in Georgia to charge him with, what's it called, RICO.
No, AOC. Cart Simpson's girlfriend, AOC, said that RICO is not a crime. RICO is not a crime. I don't know if you heard that.
Neither is crossing the border without credentials is not a crime either.
But that's part of RICO, so it's not a crime. Yeah,
it's not.
It's not. We're category. But wait a minute. We are 41 of the indictments against President Donald J. Trump are RICO felonies. Those are RICO felonies.
Yeah.
It's a RICO case.
I mean, I'm almost at the point where, they don't want to prosecute. They don't want to deport the illegal aliens. I mean.
Nope.
I mean, I'm almost at the point to where maybe we should be like, hey, if they kill someone, they kill someone. Yeah, whatever.
Well, they already have killed somebody, and they've killed several people, and they're still killing people, and it's all and Podfather wants me to bring up California and the way that Governor Newsom, Mr. Slick Hair, has legalized crime in the state. And now, but wait a minute. They've legalized crime, so you can go in and you can shoplift, but you can only shoplift to a certain amount. So $1,000,
$1,000 max.
$1,000 max.
Well,
but is that the value that the store places on it, or is it the value that the Five-Fingered Louis are putting on it? No, I only took $10 worth of stuff.
That would be the retail value.
Oh, the retail value. I don't think they're going to now. But anyway, so now in lovely cities like San Francisco and Sacramento and Los Angeles, the big retailers are closing their stores.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But now that's racist. So now they're going to sue them for being racist for shutting down their stores and not letting people rip them off. Does this make sense anywhere?
No. How can the government tell a business whether they can close their doors or not? I mean, the last I checked, whether they're corporations or big mom and pop stores or whatever, I don't see any government funding coming to them to keep their doors open.
Oh, see, that opens up a whole new can of worms, because remember the baker in Colorado. Do you remember that story?
Oh, remind me, refresh. There's been so few.
So a couple came into a store, into a bakery, and they wanted this baker. It was a Christian bakery with crosses and the ichtha fish on the wall and everything, and they wanted him to bake a cake for their wedding.
Oh, a gay cake.
A gay cake.
A gay cake.
A gay cake. They wanted, yes, they wanted rainbows and all that stuff. And the baker said, no, I won't.
Right.
I won't do it.
He doesn't. He's not a big fan of gay marriage or whatever his beliefs are.
Right.
And I'm telling you here, as a gay man, I'm okay with that. If someone doesn't want to bake me a fucking cake, I'll go down the street to someone who does. Why are you going to get your panties in a pinch over something so stupid like that?
But because they want to shove their beliefs down somebody else's throat. They do not believe in the First Amendment.
You sure it's their throat?
Well, it could be. They could be zoophiles, and they could be looking for the horse from Saturday. Just saying. But that's it. That's the whole crux of this. Okay, if you won't make me a cake, I'm going to go somewhere else. You know what? Here's the deal. I will bake you and Big Sexy a cake.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'll be happy to. You have to come here to get it.
Well, that's racist.
Same here.
Oh! Fine. Whatever. I'm a racist.
But I mean, it's stupid shit like that. And here's the deal. I mean, I'm not a big conspiratist type of guy myself, okay?
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the media, the social media, the government making big deals, trying to portray that these are such big deals and threats to everyone's rights.
Yep.
As time goes on, I'm starting to believe more and more that they just want to divide everybody. Because at the end of the day, who gives a shit if someone bakes you a cake or not? If they don't want to bake you a cake, find someone else to bake your cake or bake the damn thing yourself.
Exactly.
If, if you're that incompetent to bake a cake, Betty Crocker has great cake mixes that you can, just put pink frosting and call it a gay cake.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so for your nuptials, for this momentous occasion, when you're going to profess your love for somebody else and you want all of your family's members there and your friends to celebrate it with you, why wouldn't you want somebody that is going to happily bake you this cake? Why would you want to take? So here's the thing. If they make the guy bake the cake, who's to say what he's going to put in the ingredients?
Right. That's true.
I mean,
but not only that, but let's use the same principles here.
Yep.
And a gay couple's getting married. And wouldn't you want a pastor or someone who's going to preside over the proceedings, someone that wants to be there?
Exactly.
The gay marriage thing's a touchy situation for me, honestly. And this could be a big time topic for a lot of people, especially the LGBT LMNOF type people.
Exactly.
Because, and what I say may be controversial to some of those people, and I'm okay with that. Everyone has their opinions about it. But marriage... Yeah. In my opinion, everyone has their own opinions, just like they have, what else. But marriage is a religious ceremony.
And it's a private ceremony.
And so if there's places of worship that refuse to recognize that and do not want to proceed with that,
right?
I think people should be respectful of that.
Well, why would you want to be there? Candidly,
when you're not wanted there, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to go hang out where I'm not wanted.
Right.
I'm going to enjoy fellowship and fun with people I like and people who like me. Now, I'm not very likable, but so that limits the amount of people that I can be around. But still, I'm just saying.
But on the principle of whether gay marriage should be allowed by law.
Yep.
I definitely think there's a debate. There could be a debate on that.
Okay, so here's my deal with gay marriages. Do it if you want to. Don't do it if you don't want to. It should be left up to the states to be able to vote as to whether or not they want to just allow civil unions or call them gay marriages.
So you're basically going to do the same thing with gay marriage that you're doing with abortion, right?
Exactly. Let the states decide. If you don't like the laws in your state, you've got a lot of choices you can make there. You can move.
Correct.
You can go anywhere else. You can go be with people who want you around. I mean, personally,
what was the whole purpose from a government standpoint? What's the entire purpose of recognizing a couple for marriage? Is it have to do with the rights of the two people?
Money.
I mean, what about if my partner's what about if Big Sexy's in the hospital? If I'm not his husband, they might not allow me to see him, right?
True. If you're not family.
So there's some part of that involved.
Yeah.
And money with the government.
Yep.
The biggest thing for the government is money.
Right.
So why wouldn't they be opposed? Why would they be opposed to recognizing gay marriage? They shouldn't, because it's to their benefit anyways.
Well, but there you go. But it's up to the people. I believe it should be left up to the people to vote on it. I mean, I don't know. Let's do a little bit. Here's the thing. In my family, there's a gay marriage.
Okay.
It happens to be my beautiful daughter. And she's married to the love of her life and her wonderful partner. And I'm ecstatically over the moon for them.
It just boggles my mind that, at least back in the day, and I'm sure if it came up as a topic, there would still be a huge debate about it.
Oh, I'm sure there would be. But, okay, so individually people have rights. Now, I understand that, okay, so you and Big Sexy are married, correct?
Oh, yeah.
You're not shacking up in sin, right? You're married.
No.
Okay, good. All right. So can you get insurance that covers Big Sexy? If you,
Yep.
Okay. And now we have modified the world in such a way that now in corporate environments that you can get family benefits for a partner.
Yeah. I almost wish I didn't, because he cost me an arm and a leg.
Well, that's, yeah.
Especially from car insurance.
Yeah, I understand. But that's a whole different topic altogether. So we have modified over the last 10 to 15 years. We have modified. So now that you can, if you work for a corporation, they have a corporate health plan. You can get on it, and you can have a family plan for your partner or your spouse. So they don't distinguish anymore. And now, if you go to the hospital, and if you're in the hospital and Big Sexy you were not married, these days, he would still be able to come in and see you. I got in to see Spanky when he was having his leg chopped off. And I was, you know what? Nobody asked me, are you family?
Did they ask you to hold the leg?
No, I rode on the leg.
Okay.
I rode on the leg. That's a whole different, wonderful story. But I don't know if anybody, he's told that story a million times, and I've got the pictures. I could actually show the pictures, but I drew a big phallus on his left leg.
Wow.
Yeah.
You would do. Unbelievable.
Dude.
I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but
I'm looking for the.
Let's go back to what? Looking for who?
I'm looking for the phallus on the leg. I think that would be fun to show people. Only if you're watching, though. So, it's just going to be all the people on Rumble who might get to see it. And then we'll go on because, you know what? We're going to have. Oh. Uh-oh. Mom's making a move, too. Look out.
Oh.
All right. So. Okay, I think we're going to be good. And too bad he's not listening or watching here. But
now, where is that bastard?
You know what? Hopefully he's out celebrating with his new baby girl.
Oh, that's right.
His grandbaby. Yeah. All right. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, there you go.
Look at that.
Yep.
All right.
Measure twice, cut once, and a big penis on his leg. One. Yeah, he didn't even shave it, and
does that mean his penis is cut?
Well, the disease took his penis away. So. So, everybody on Rumble, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, you got a bonus this evening. That's right.
He got some badass hairy leg.
Well, not anymore. That one's gone.
Yeah.
That one's gone.
So what do they do with the parts? I mean, do they just burn them, or do they like grind them down, or what? Take them to the dump, or what?
Well, it's for the most part, it's medical waste. So they put it in a bag, they take it out and incinerate it. But in some instances, if there is pieces and parts like skin, because you can save skin and you can use it in skin grafts, burn victims.
You can be an organ and tissue donor.
You can be an organ and tissue donor. But in this instance, the reason why they took the leg is because he had an infection in the leg, so it was not viable.
Now, could you, if you wanted, could he ask for the bone back?
I think he did, and I think they said, "You're fucking nuts." No, dude, we're not gonna.
He wouldn't. I mean, it's his.
It is his. It's his property.
I mean, he paid for the fucking procedure.
Exactly. But I would have. I would have asked if I could bury it.
Yeah.
Part of
my legs buried in the
There are
back.
stories of people who have like
Oh my God,
their
we're going to
upper
hell.
lower extremity.
So we talked about illegals having guns.
Hang on. Podfather's giving us a good story. Your eye's twitching, so take a drink there. Podfather, go ahead. There's stories of...
I've even heard stories of people who've had to have like arm or leg amputations.
Yep.
The only way they were able to keep it is they could have that amputated part of their body like cremated and put in an urn, similar to how like when you die, you could request to be cremated.
Okay. Podfather was just telling me that he's got family members' ashes that he keeps in a locket around his neck of their body parts that have been amputated.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, and he says that's like a big market out there in the world today. So if like you've got a nephew or something that loses a thumb, you can have it cremated and put it in a necklace around your neck. And did I get that right, Podfather?
You're a mess, Scooter.
Podfather said I got that right. He said, there we go. Yep.
All right. Well, that's cool.
And I'm sure you saw a comment I just posted over on YouTube just now, because the previous subject y'all were talking about, like that there are like still cultures out there in other parts of the world that still look down and frown upon the LGBTQ culture, to the point that people who identify under that banner who are born into those cultures, you'll find people who are forced to live what could be described as a double life.
Well, okay, so Podfather brings up a great point here, and he wrote it down in the YouTube comments. There's still cultures, there's still countries, there's still places on this earth where the LGBTQ plus XYZ community are discriminated against, looked down upon, thrown off of roofs because of their lifestyle and their choices.
Right.
And that still goes on, and they're forced to live in fear. You know what?
So that brings up a great point, and that shouldn't be going on. And so for groups such as HRC, which stands for Human Rights Campaign,
right,
which is a big backer of the LGBT community and all the other letters.
Yep.
So instead of them trying to, here in the United States, be more about equity instead of equality,
right,
maybe they should be focusing their efforts overseas in other countries to help those people out.
How about China? How about the Middle East?
The Middle East, they just might chop their heads off if they go there. I wouldn't go there.
I think they need to go hang out in Gaza. From the river to the sea, let's make Gaza LGBT friendly.
I thought you were going to say just leave it at LGBT.
Oh, well, it's gay, yeah, but no,
I like that.
Through the friendly in there, because
say that through the river,
yeah,
from the river to the sea. Make Gaza LGBT.
There you go, LGBT. Okay, that'll work. But here's the funny thing. Hold on there, Podfather. Here's the funny thing. In the Middle East, as a gay man, there is one country that you can exist in, live in, and actually have a good life. Do you know what country that is over in the Middle East that allows that?
I think that'd be Israel.
Egypt.
Not Egypt. Podfather got it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to keep guessing.
Unbelievable. It's not Iraq.
Nope.
God, Saudi Arabia?
Not the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Nope.
Am I close?
Don't look at the comments. You're circling around the toilet bowl. You're almost.
You said toilet bowl. Israel.
There we go.
Okay, all right.
Israel does not discriminate. You can be a gay man, and you can live there without being in fear of having your head chopped off.
Well, unless Hamas comes down.
But yeah, unless you run into Arabs in the in one of the quarters in Jerusalem, and then there's no telling. True. Yeah, but anyway, Israel is LGBT friendly. Interestingly enough.
Is that because of their relationship with the United States?
It's because of their relationship with God.
Okay. That makes sense.
Plain and simple. It's their relationship with God. Now, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about Islam and about Muslim countries. Funny thing, they have a group. how can I put this? Homosexuality is legal as long as it's with somebody under the age of 14.
Oh, that's just sick.
Yes, pedophile are rampant around there because, when you're out there, you're herding goats. Sometimes you can't always catch the goat, but you can catch the goat herder. And this is something that occurs. They actually have a name for these children that are raised to do this. Anyway, so
they don't do anything to the goats, I hope.
No. Shells, he's serious, but only slightly. And I am actually, yes, you can go out there and do some.
He's 100% serious about that. It is true.
That is correct.
I don't do anything to the sheep while they're out there on the field, but.
Well, when you can't find a goat herder, you get a sheep. I mean, but that is.
Joe Biden over there.
No, he couldn't find his way out because he'd be wanting to speak to the president of Mexico.
Yeah, that and he'd fall off the plane.
There you go. There you go. But anyway, we have digressed. We have gone 180 degrees away from where we were wanting to be.
That we have.
Yeah, but I want to bring up one real quick thing. I want to talk about Donald J. Trump and what's going on in New York, in the state of New York, and the trial with Letitia Tits, James.
Titty James.
Titty James.
What's going on with her? I mean, she's about ready to lose everything.
Well, she is, and liberal media all over the world, their heads are exploding because they came back and they lowered the bond amount from $500 million to $175 million, which is kind of good.
And they're still bitching about it.
And they are. And one of the guys I used to watch, did you ever watch The Daily Show with Jon Stewart?
Yes.
Did you like his comedy? Wasn't he kind of pithy and fun?
He was fun. I enjoyed it.
I kind of enjoyed it. Well, interestingly enough, he's back on The Daily Show. Because Trevor Noah or whoever,
right?
Huh?
It's only like once a week or something, though.
Whatever it is, he's gone back on there because, Comedy Network can't find anybody that really can do the show. But interestingly enough, here's the deal. So Jon Stewart went on and he railed against Trump and the court case against him, and he was whining and crying that, yes, there were people who were victims of the crime that Trump committed with his businesses and with his loans and all of this stuff. Come to find out, in a nutshell, Jon Stewart, who resides in New York City, did the same damn thing that they accused Trump of doing. Yep.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Jon Stewart benefited by 829% over value of his New York City home, even as he labeled Trump's civil case not victimless.
Well, why isn't Titty James going after Jon Stewart then?
Exactly. We need some equity here, folks.
Right? Where's the equity? Where did it go?
I don't know. We need some equity in this.
Good for the goose is good for the gander, folks.
That's right. Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, so Jon Stewart, back in 2010 or 2011, he bought a penthouse in New York City in the Tribeca area, which is very affluent. And here's the deal. The state... The property assessor valued his home at $1.882 million.
Okay, so that's what the records...
That's what they assessed the estimated market value of in 2013 and 2014, $1.882 million. Turns out in 2014, Jon Stewart sold his 6,280 square foot Tribeca duplex to financier Parag Pandey for $17.5 million.
$17.5 million?
Yes, he inflated the value of his property.
Wow, fucking whoever his name is got screwed up the a-hole.
Oh, no, it's better than that. He really got screwed because here's the deal. So Jon Stewart walks away with about 800% profit over what his penthouse was worth. And 3 years later, Parag went to sell it.
Oh, okay.
and Parag could only get.
He probably got like 12 million, 15 million.
He got 14 million.
Did he really?
Yep, 14 million.
Wow.
That's all he got.
Well, the charges should be filed against Jon Stewart for,
exactly, consumer fraud.
His condo.
Yep, consumer fraud.
I mean, it's criminal that the prices are even that high for those damn things as it is.
Oh,
that's a crime in itself.
Well, it is, but here's the thing: a capitalist market, you can make however much somebody is willing to pay you for it.
This is true. I agree with that. It's just like anything in life.
Yep.
That can be purchased.
Exactly.
The only value, it's just like a baseball with someone's signature on it.
Yep.
I mean, the baseball itself costs maybe $1 to $2 to freaking manufacture.
Right.
But people spend thousands upon thousands of dollars if it has a specific person's name signature on it.
Yep.
The value is only the value of what that person wants to buy it for.
Yeah. Now, funny thing though, here's the deal. So even with baseballs, or even with trinkets, or even with the door from the movie Titanic that Jack couldn't fit onto and died, did you know that sold at auction for I think it was like $800,000?
Are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Piece of a wooden door, right?
I have a couple doors.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'll even get naked and get on top of them. Maybe do $2 million
and slide into the pool.
Yes, and say never let go, never let go.
And Rose will say slyly. You get big sexy on there. Slyly. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
But here's the deal. When you get somebody involved to loan you money to buy this property, you know what takes place, right?
What's that?
Well, they hire an army of professionals that you have to pay for to go out to assess the value and to what they think that value would be.
Oh, that would be called an appraiser.
Yes.
Yeah. And usually both the buyer and the seller both hire appraisers, and you kind of go in between that.
Exactly. And then the bank goes in between that, and they say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get some comps. So we're going to go around and look at some of the other neighborhoods, and we're going to assess the value of these other homes so that you're in line. Even though you told me your home is worth $3 million, we're going to tell you how much you're going to be able to sell it for.
Right. And so at the end of the day, if there were to be anyone to prosecute, it should be the bank, not Mr. Donald Trump.
And yes,
it's not his decision of how much they loan him.
Nope.
It's the responsibility and fiduciary responsibility of the bank and its assessors.
Yes. Now, okay, so after 2008, do you remember Countrywide Finance, the mortgage company?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a Countrywide mortgage?
I did not, but I know about them.
Okay, all right. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So back in 2008, these guys, these young Gen Zers and millennials got together and they said, you know what? We can make a ton of money because mortgage bankers make commission off the loans that they approve and they write. But they have to go through all the steps. They have to get appraisals and they have to get property inspections and all this stuff. So all these guys over at Countrywide got together and they said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to create fake appraisals so we can write all of these loans, and we're not going to worry about how much people make. We'll just skin some documents through and say that they make plenty of money to repay this loan. And the deal is, they did this, and people lost their houses, and we had the real estate crash in 2008 under Barack Obama's fine tutelage as a president.
Yeah.
And because they deregulated the mortgage industry and said, just loan everybody, but who cares? No paperwork loans. Those were the best in the world. You just call up a mortgage banker and say, I need $400,000 to buy this property. It's worth it. Just cut me a check.
And do you remember what the most popular loans to get people into were?
Well, they were, what were they, balloon?
Interest only.
Ah, interest only. Yes.
Yeah.
You just pay the interest. Don't worry about the principal. No big deal. 40 years, you can sell the property and you can make all your money back.
After the property has gone down hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the crash. But.
Exactly. But here's the deal. After that occurred, they put stringent rules in place for appraisers, for property inspectors, so that they couldn't fudge the documentation on these loans and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they want a lot of documentation now.
Uh-huh. So here's the deal. So you go after because the appraiser said, hey, this property's worth it, loan him the money.
Right.
They checked all the boxes, they filled out the documents, and they signed their name at the bottom line. And come to find out, the bank made money, Trump made money, the city of New York made money, they made tax money, they made service money. Holy crap. But now we're going to go after him. So we need a little equity. We need to go after Jon Stewart. We need to go after a few other folks. Tits James, you know she's worth $15 million.
By being wait a minute, she's a prosecutor.
That's correct.
She's the New York Attorney General.
For public, as an independent attorney.
She works for the state. She works for the state.
Right, and they don't make that much.
She's an employee of the state. Yep, $134,000 a year, but she's worth $15 million.
Mr. Wade give her a lot more than just a kickback, or what? Where's all that cash coming from?
No, this is Tits James.
Wait. This is the money that black people put in their house, isn't it?
No, I think she's probably worth more than that if we found the mattress that it was hidden under. But here's the deal. She's amassed this fortune through property and real estate.
You can't make this shit up.
No, you cannot. On a $134,000 salary as the state's attorney general for the Empire State, she's blossomed since about 2010 to now. She's about $15 to $18 million in wealth.
Unbelievable. That's just that's just as bad as these politicians having millions of dollars when they exit office, when they basically go to their grave.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just it is the hubris of these people who they're pointing the fingers and they're saying he's wrong. It's not a victimless crime. He did it and he inflated. He's not worth that much. And come to find out, DJT stock just went public.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Came out at $30 a share. It's up over $60 a share. Donald J. Trump is worth about $8 billion now on paper.
Oh, baby. Yeah. How you like me now there, Titty James?
So, yeah, my brother. But anyway.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Welcome in, Crash. So good to see you. This is
Crash.
Crash.
Crash, you entered just at the right time because Scooter and I are going to get into it. There's something that we don't agree very much about.
That's right. United.
What's that?
UFC fighting. It's a cage match with me and Slightly. He's going down.
Speaking of matches, is there... God, what's the guy's name? There's a fight going on in Arizona this Friday.
Okay.
And I pick somebody up and drop them off at the private jet airport.
Yep.
Because he said he was going to the fight on Friday night.
Ooh.
But he looked like he might be one of the athletes. I just don't know.
Ooh.
He was black, muscular, and
had the big muscle. Had the big muscle.
Yeah, he didn't sound like Mike Tyson though. It wasn't Big Mike. Anyways,
Crash said she'll take me on because she's not your type of fighter. She's my type of fighter. Just saying.
Yeah. Scooter's all yours, Crash.
That's right. I didn't stalk her. I didn't see any pictures of motorcycles with little dogs in the front.
As I've always been told, sharing is caring.
Anyway, so yeah, there's something that you and I need to talk about, and I've got a question for you. Here's the question, and I love that you only get the one-sided conversation. You don't get to hear what Podfather says, and I love translating for Podfather. So I'm sure he'll have something to say about this as well. But here's the question. Should parents ever be held responsible for the harmful actions of their children? Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead. Tell me.
So if you're going to say ever, I'm not going to say they should never.
Okay.
But I think if the parents are encouraging their child to commit a crime, if the parent is knowingly aware of a crime,
okay,
if they're enabling it,
yeah, then they should be held accountable. But if the parent is not aware of anything that their child might go do, unbeknownst to them, I mean, there's only so much you can do. I mean, you're at the point here in this society, and I'm not saying that I agree with it, but you have parents who don't have a right about what's being taught to their children in school. So to make them be held accountable for every action that their child might commit, I find that that's a tough one.
Slightly.
You can't have your cake and eat it all the time.
It's not. It's not.
You don't agree?
I don't agree. Crash is, I'm going to translate for Crash. Crash, you wanted to make a statement there, darling. Go ahead.
I agree that the parents are 100% responsible, because anything my kids did, whether it was wrong or not, until they were 18, was something I took highly accountable. When my son got caught shoplifting, he didn't need to fear the detective in the store. He needed to fear his mother, because I showed up with Bristol board, bright pink, I might add, made a sign and said, I'm a shoplifter and I'm a little ass. And I made him pick up garbage in the parking lot for 3 days.
I love it. Okay, so Crash agrees completely and totally with me. So here's what Crash said.
Wait, one more.
Okay.
In Canada, do you know that until your kid is 18, if your kid breaks the law and they're under 18, the parent gets the fine, not the kid?
Oh, I love that. I love it. Okay, so Crash is agreeing with me completely, totally. Here's the deal, slightly. In Canada, here's the deal. If your child is under 18, the age of majority, and they break a law, then the parents get fined. You with me slightly?
I'm with you. I'm processing.
Okay, you process it. Crash, the only reason I'm having to translate for slightly is because whatever reason.
I'm hard to hear you, I guess.
Well, he can't hear you on Podbean.
That's okay.
And I love doing this more. Now, Crash has said that she's going to be making me a 7-course dinner that will be rivaled by nobody.
Wow.
And anyway, okay. So slightly, now that you're jealous. Just saying, you eat the macaroni with Big Sexy, and Crash is making me. I'm getting some salmon. I can see the capers on the side, and there's some.
Well, here's the thing, Crash. Here's where I disagree. Why, if you're gonna just punish the parents, the child never learns, because the damn parents can't even punish the children anymore.
Shut your mouth.
Yes, we can punish the kids. It's the parents that are afraid of their children, because kids nowadays become weapons. Because everyone tells the kids, well, your parents can't hit you, which you can't, absolutely, but you can do a lot of other stuff.
Okay, slow down a little bit, Crash, because my American Sign Language skills are not as good as what they need to be. But here's, in essence, what she said. And here's the problem that I have slightly with your argument, is the fact that children need to fear their parents. Parents need to discipline their children and raise them better than what we're doing now.
In theory, I agree with you.
Theory, schmeary.
But the way the government has made the framework of parenting in the United States, it doesn't work that way. A parent cannot punish their child. They cannot discipline them. They can't put a belt on them like they used to. So what fear does a parent have to their child? I mean, there's more fear of the child being in school, having to watch a damn drag queen show than they are of being at home.
Okay, so Crash has already addressed this point, and I'm just going to sum it up real quick here. Because yes, you're correct. Because in some areas, it's a stigmatism to beat your children. You're not allowed to beat them anymore. You can't punish them physically. No corporal punishment in schools. But you know what? As we have found out in some of the more liberal cities, they do employ dog cages and shock collars for the children.
That's for sexual pleasure, I thought.
Well, it could go both ways. But I'm just saying, Crash brought up the fact that there are other ways to raise your children and to instill in them the difference between right and wrong.
I agree with that. And I think every parent should be teaching their kids the right and wrongs. But as we know, as we were once children ourselves, we like to get into mischief. Shit happens.
It does happen.
Yeah, and I got held accountable for it.
But the parents shouldn't be held responsible. I mean, if a kid goes and beats the shit out of their enemy at school, you're going to punish the parent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah. Crash said, fuck yes.
The parent didn't do anything.
Exactly what Crash said.
Punish the kid.
Here's the okay.
That's how human beings learn.
Slightly.
You do something bad, you get punished.
Slightly.
It's kind of like here's another perspective. It's kind of like if an African American in today's age wanting reparations for what happened to their ancestors. And how are you going to punish me as a taxpayer for something I didn't do decades ago?
You see, that's not an apples.
Why are you guys being punished for what Trump did? You didn't do it.
See, Crash says, why are we being punished for what Trump did? Trump didn't do anything wrong. Trump made us money. Trump made us safe.
I'm not saying that. I know that he did. I'm just using it as a hypothetical because people keep saying Trump did this, Trump did that. Trump is the only one that got you guys where you were.
Exactly.
Right? Yep. You guys were better. And everyone's throwing the world out. Well, Trump did this, Trump did that. And, well, now look at us. We're in a pile of crap because of Trump. No, you're in a pile of crap because the guy that's running the country is sitting in it.
Exactly. His diapers are full. So Crash has brought up a great point, which I cannot sign to you the whole thing. But here's the deal. She said, slightly, you ignorant slut, you're completely and totally wrong about all of this because the thing is, you're not giving an apples to apples comparison. Reparations for slavery has nothing to do with raising your child right. When I was a child, many, many eons ago, as Spanky would say, when Jesus was out preaching to the masses, I was walking around with bare feet. And here's the deal. If something occurred at school, if I got into a fight at school, if I was being picked on by a bully, all right, and it was found out by my father, my parents, that it was a bully, my father...
You'd be okay with it, right?
Huh?
Your father would be okay with it.
No, my father would do two things. He would say, number one, learn how to fucking fight, you little shit. And number two, he would take it over to the parents of the bully. And he would address it with the parents of the bully.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's what Crash said. Uh-huh. 2 snaps up.
With her hand on her hip.
Motherfucker. Yeah, with her hand on her hip. 2 snaps up, motherfucker. That's what Crash said. You can listen to the recording later.
You know what I did? Tell him this. Shit up. My son got into trouble on his 17th birthday.
Okay, hold on. Crash's son got into trouble on his 17th birthday.
And when he was arrested, and I was called by the police.
And when he was arrested,
I told them to keep him.
Mm-hmm. And she was called by the police. She hung up on the police and said, "That's not my kid."
Yep. And then when I went to court for his bail, they said, "What do you want?" And most parents go in crying, saying, "I want my kid out." And I said, "No, I want him on house arrest for the whole year. Go to school, come home. That's it. He can go to his grandparents to visit. He has no computer, no electronic of any kind, and he is my slave for the entire year."
Okay, so Crash just relayed to us the tale of her son who got into trouble, and when the police called and she said, he's not my son, keep him, and then she went to court for the bail hearing and everything, and the judge and the liberal prosecutor said, well, he's just a misunderstood child, we want to let him go, and she said, no, you fucking put him on house arrest, you keep him monitored and locked down, get him a PO, that's parole officer for those of you who don't understand that, so get him a PO, and here's the deal. He's going to be my slave for the next 365 days. And that's the whole crux of it. So she is a good parent.
Right. And at the end of the day,
okay,
with what her actions were, coincide with what I said. Basically, you punish the child. They didn't come after her for what he did wrong,
Yes,
did they?
I got a $5,000 fine.
She got a $5,000 fine because she was responsible for the little crumb cruncher. Because in that legal system that she deals in, you got to remember they go after the parents or the truckers or the people that they designate Trudeau unfriendly.
Oh God!
But that's a whole different story. But they came after her, and she said, "Here's what we're going to do. No, this is the way he's going to get punished, and then I'm going to punish him on top of that at home."
Yep. And the judge commended me and said no parent ever comes in and says that. Every parent is doing everything they can to get their kid off.
And the judge told her, he said, I like the way you do things. Are you single? Can I have a date? But it turns out the judge wasn't her type.
Wow.
Okay.
Do you work an hourly rate? Can I buy you?
Crash wants to rent me. What's my hourly rate, Slightly?
Oh my God! I don't know if she can afford you.
Oh, that's probably true.
I'm willing to take out loans.
He'll take out, but you can't take out loans because the property assessor may not come back with the value you really.
It's different in Canada.
That's true. I could be worth 2 loonies.
We can get a loan for anything here.
So I have to ask you. So if your child, say, you guys aren't allowed to have guns, but if you had a gun.
We're allowed to have guns.
They're allowed to have guns. They just can't report them to anybody.
Oh, okay. So your 17-year-old child kind of found the gun laying around the house, even if it was locked up, whether it was locked up or not, but either way, we'll say. And went out and accidentally, maybe accidentally, maybe on purpose, but shot 1 or 2 people. You're okay with going to prison for him?
Yeah.
She said yes.
The judge says yes. But then there'll be a hit on my kid when I get out.
Why would you be okay with that?
Okay, but wait a minute. She hold on.
Shouldn't it be your son that goes to prison, not you?
Nope. Here's what she said. She said she would take responsibility for it, but she would ask Bubba in the cell down the cell block to visit her son on several occasions. So I think it all works out in the wash.
I'm a little worried because
can I give you
does that mean she's going to identify as a male so she can meet Bubba?
Stop that.
Do you want to know how bad Canada is with its criminal system?
Tell us.
In 1987, one of my best friends was murdered in front of me. I was only 17 years old. And
my God, we only have
he was murdered by our neighbor. We were coming home. It was Easter weekend, so it was exactly this weekend coming up. His anniversary is coming up, and he was shot in the head and killed right in front of us.
Oh, no.
The old guy that did it, because there was no 911 back then, we had to go home, call the police and everything. By the time we came back, there was no body, no nothing. The cops went to the door. The old man went back to bed, pretended like nothing happened. He found the body in the trunk. He cleaned that driveway down. The kid, his mom was the police chief, first female officer in Ontario, Canada. And she was the police chief, and she was away. She got the phone call. Do you know how many years the guy got? 5 years. And do you know why? Because the judge said there was no real intent. He was mad because the kid crossed through the yard.
Oh, my Lord. No.
I'm like, oh, my Lord.
Okay, so Crash was just relaying to us. I just texted you a little bit of that, but Crash was just relaying to us about her best friend being murdered in front of her. And old guy.
And I was 17.
And you were 17. God, 17, such a beautiful age. But anyway, never mind. I'm thinking wrong things here. So crash because they didn't have 911. They didn't have cell phones back in the day.
Right.
Ran off to reported it. The police chief came out, and it turns out they found the body of her friend in the trunk of this old guy's car.
Oh, wow.
So they did evidently arrest him, process him, and he went to trial, but he was only given a 5-year sentence because the judge said, well, there was no intent. I don't think he really meant to hurt. He gave him the Hillary defense.
Oh, my God.
So that's how fucked up the Canadian judicial system is. Evidently,
we don't even give life in prison unless literally the only people I know that have got life in prison are Paul and Carla after they went on the murder spree here and killed like a bunch of teenage girls that were homeless. And they're the only ones. But Carla still got out because she said, woe to me, he made me do it. So,
well,
and then she's allowed to have her own kids. Go figure.
Yeah. Hey, you're legal. You can have your own offspring. So Crash was just telling us about the couple that was given life sentences. They don't kill anybody in Canada unless in certain provinces you take the life of a beaver or a moose.
That's right.
So that way you do get the death penalty, and usually
that's why we serve beaver tail as a snack.
For a moose or a beaver?
A moose or a beaver. That's right. And beavers.
More than their people then.
They serve beaver as a snack. I'm kind of intrigued by that.
Beaver tail.
Beaver. No, I like the tail. I like everything. It's all good.
Well, in the event that the Podbean cuts out, we'll see how again later, right, Scooter?
That is correct. Podbean's got less than 2 minutes left. We're gonna have to wrap this up. We're gonna have to argue about this shit later because here's the deal. Parents should be held accountable for their little crumb crunchers. I was held accountable for mine. And you know what? I raised my children to understand the difference between right and wrong. Now, they have strayed. They've colored outside the lines a little bit, but for the most part, they're healthy, productive, good kids. And now they're adults with kids of their own. And I'm impressed of what they've turned into.
Well, me too. My kid's a Red Seal chef. He's one of the top chefs in Ontario now. And when he got arrested,
we'll talk more
he wasn't arrested for anything bad.
We haven't gotten to the story. But I think people, after hearing the story, people have a different opinion.
In America is a felony.
Yes,
Crash is just she's got good kids too. She's actually got a Michelin 5-star chef for her son that won't call her, but
that's right. He doesn't call me unless he needs money.
he won't call unless he needs money, but he's a 5-star Michelin chef. And you're right. We haven't. What was the slightly what? We just
there goes crash and burn.
Crash and burn. Oh man, that hurts my feelings.
What was the what?
Well, you were going to talk about Ohtani and bets.
Oh, I know. Well, I don't know. We ran out of time. Should we just postpone it, or?
Yes.
Well, let's do this because I'm very foreseeing of the future, so at least we can have a record of this on our video platform.
There you go. Tell me about it.
So Ohtani is being investigated by Major League Baseball. The FBI is looking into this as well, whether or not he placed millions of dollars worth of wagers with a Southern California bookie. They have not clarified whether or not has anything to do with betting on baseball. We just know that it's sports bets in general.
Mm-hmm.
And number one, sports wagering in the state of California is illegal. And the bookie has been, I believe the bookie's been arrested as well.
Has he?
So the story goes as of now that Mr. Ippy Missouri, or Mizuhara, is claiming that he had a gambling debt to this bookie of over $4.5 million. So the original story, you got to be really bad at sports betting to lose that kind of money.
Wow.
But the story goes is that Mizuhara might have been stealing money, over $4.5 million, from Ohtani to pay the bookie. Now, I'm thinking about this. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had a bookie in my history of being alive.
Yes.
And
haven't we all?
I've made a cool 100K in the past, and there's no way in hell I would get a $4.5 million credit line with my bookie. So I'm telling you this, that I believe that Ohtani had something to do with it. He knew he was betting on sports.
Yep.
I think he was utilizing Mizuhara basically as the scapegoat. You know, he's the interpreter, even though they both can speak fine English.
Right.
Because it just doesn't add up. It really doesn't. But my prediction's going to be this, that because Major League Baseball, I mean, Ohtani is the richest player in Major League Baseball.
Right.
He just signed with the Dodgers this past year, making hundreds of millions of dollars. There's no way that Major League Baseball is going to ban him from the sport. They will sweep everything under the rug, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain who's losing millions of dollars betting in sports to an illegal bookie in the state of California.
Mm-hmm.
Life is going to go on. But I think if that does happen, that's going to present a major issue because there's millions of people here in America that have been advocating for decades to put former Major League Baseball superstar Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame. This gentleman, yeah, he might have bet on baseball. He might not have. I mean, to a fan, I'll be honest though, to a fan, I don't give a shit. What should matter is, at least to be into the Hall of Fame,
right,
should be what you did on the diamond, not what you're doing outside of the diamond. So I think it's only fitting that if Major League Baseball, after the FBI investigates this, after they do their own investigation, if there's any sign of Ohtani making wagers, he should be banned from the sport of baseball. I think they'll be swept under the rug, and we'll see what happens. I think if they do try to sweep it under the rug, I think Major League Baseball puts themselves at risk with their fan base.
Will they put themselves at risk? I don't know. I don't think people are that.
If they don't do anything with Ohtani, they will, because now, just like in politics, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're going to punish Pete Rose, you need to do the same to him.
But, okay, so I think you'll have a division of fans, because I think the old school fans, like my age and maybe your age, people who got into it, you know, for the sport, would be like, come on, let's have some equality. Not just equity, let's have some equality. But I think the younger fans are going to think, well, big deal. He bet on a couple of games. Who cares? Everybody does something bad sometime. And that's what's wrong with society. And that's why parents need to be held accountable for the actions of their children.
So what do you think is going to happen? Is Major League Baseball going to do anything about this?
No.
Or are they going to the rug?
No. It's $1 trillion industry. They can't afford to do anything. If they alienate anybody whatsoever, see, the fans like me, we're all going to die off. You've got to.
So they're going to be racist and protect the minority.
Yep, exactly. That's what
kind of fits with society right now.
Man, that's a whole nother issue right there, because all of the sports do that. Soccer, Major League Soccer, NFL football, the college programs. I mean, it's just, and now with college, you have the NIL deals going on for the star athletes. How come the everyday workaday folks don't get a piece of that puzzle? So you're giving Caleb Williams at USC all this money, and you're giving the folks in Colorado, Sanders boys, all of this money, but the folks that make him look good, that make him give him the opportunity to excel, the center, the guards, the tackles, the wide receivers, they get nothing.
They get shit on, yeah.
Yeah, they get shit on. And then when they get to the NFL, they've raised the wages for the NFL for those lowly players to like $100,000 a year. No, seriously. Scale.
You know what?
Dude, Brock Purdy, average workaday kid who should have a stellar contract and be making tons of money, he's going to make $868,000 this season.
That right there is slave labor, my folks.
How come there are no
compared to the rest of the league? That is,
yeah,
it's nothing.
It is slave labor, but I mean that's a whole nother topic of conversation we can get into. But next week on the Slightly Doomed Show, we're going to go back into this, and hopefully we'll have it fixed so we can get Crash back on here, and maybe even Amber May, and get Shells up here to discuss.
And maybe I'll hear them too.
Yeah, that's what I meant there, you big jerk.
But no, I think it'll be fun. We'll get an update of the Ohtani situation. We'll go over the parents being responsible for their kids,
right,
and a hell of a lot more. I'm sure many other things will spark up while we're away.
It'll be exciting.
But I'll see you on Saturday, God willing.
Oh, you'll be here Saturday. You just have to get some sleep. I've got the music playing in the background that you cannot hear because it's our closing music.
I bet you it's fantastic.
Oh, it's awesome. It's phenomenal music. It's that club music, and so this should be exciting. We're almost done. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on the Slightly Doomed Show. And for James and myself, Scooter, you guys have a safe and lovely rest of your week. Be sure to tune in Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to the Beans and Weenie Show is Doomed with Slightly, myself, that other guy Spanky, and maybe even Jester. I think this is Jester's off week, so I don't think we're going to have Jester.
Sad face.
Big sad face. So you're the only eye candy on the show next week, so just be prepared.
God help everybody.
Oh, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. And just any parting words, Slightly, while we wind this down?
Just remember, I'm not suicidal.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here. Ohtani is guilty, and James is not suicidal. And I'm going to pass on these final thoughts.
This is James from the Slightly Serious Show and the Slightly Doomed Show, and I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to join me and Scooter on Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 Central on our live stream conversation. Check out our linktree.com/BWD crew for details on where to find the show. And remember, you are free to disagree, but don't ever stop the conversation. And if it's not serious, we probably aren't talking about it.